Warning, this video contains minor spoilers for some really attracting purposes. For example,
hey yo, what the fuck?
girls in bikinis are freaking hot. This story is set on the Ogasawara Islands, a real location in Japan that is designated as a natural World Heritage Site. It is here where our protagonist, Mizuno Hiroki, is having a visit for the first time in 4 years to help out his grandmother with her cafe/restaurant business during summer vacation. And it is also here where he met Shirase Emily, a girl who ran away from home because she aims for an objective that lies under the sea. In addition, Hiroki also met his childhood friend again, Ogasawara Chisa, and after they all get acquainted, a myth was then shared that there was a sunken ghost ship around the islands. What do you know? The myth turned out to be true. And the objective that Emily has been longing for is a treasure that is buried somewhere within the said ship. Seeing that Emily is a scuba diving novice, both Hiroki and Chisa decided to join in for the sake of her safety, and also because they didn't want to miss out on the fun of treasure hunting. So they all ended up searching for Emily's prize together. The big-hearted lucky bastard, the blonde beauty, and the dolphin girl. The protagonist, Mizuno Hiroki, is a junior high school student and has a great passion in cooking, which is one of the main reasons why he wants to help out with his grandmother's shop. He's a cheerful and engaging guy, even gets into hearty conflicts with his own grandmother, especially when it involves the restaurant. Hiroki is also an athletic person and a great swimmer, since he used to frequent the islands before entering junior high, which supports his desire for adventure. Additionally, he's a lucky boy. Why? It's because he gets these two beauties by each of his side, literally. So let's get to know the blonde beauty first. Shirase Emily. She's a bit of a shy girl, but that's pretty normal when you're around people that you don't know. The thing is though, despite being shy, she did run away from home to be on her own and to undergo this treasure hunt alone. A kind of rebellious teen, but for the right reasons, because she believes that what she's doing is for the sake of her parents. She values friendship deeply, one that she shares with Ogasawara Chisa, even though they haven't known each other for that long because they legit just met. Chisa is one of the locals in Ogasawara Islands, which is not surprising given her surname. She is Hiroki's childhood friend and has a very outgoing and energetic personality. Seeing that she's been friends with the MC since a very young age, she's also a great swimmer. An excellent one, actually, because she's been swimming for several years consistently. In fact, her part-time job requires her to be underwater. Her swimming skills also give her the nickname Dolphin Girl because she practically dances with dolphins in order to put on a show for tourists, since the Ogasawara Islands are known as a tourist attraction. Chisa has particularly befriended one dolphin, and between the two exists a strong bond that is quite wholesome. Speaking of the dolphin, here come the side characters. The adorable yet mischievous prankster dolphin, the other friendly and helpful childhood friend, the caring and curious tourist, the wise yet stubborn grandmother, and this little cheeky and also mischievous little sister. There are other characters in some scenes, but they don't have sprites of themselves. Main menu page looks like this, added with catchy background music. Config button gives you system page, text page, sound page, a save button that I don't even know why it's there, but at least it's disabled. The load page that has a shit ton of save slots, shortcut page which is always appreciated, a gesture page which is also nice to have, and a tips page filled with both factual and fictional tips, since the story of this VN happens at a real location after all. In the sounds page, there is a feature where you can choose which voice you'd like for the system, either dedicated or random. Good stuff. Gallery button will lead you to the CG's page, music page, and also the same tips page. Storytelling is in an ADV format and in some instances with an added style that is usual from pull tops VNs, which is one or several sprites contained in rectangular boxes on the screen here. Sometimes there are also tip pop-ups to explain more on the world building in certain scenes, and that is always a nice to see in a VN. As for the English translation, if I recall correctly, I've only encountered one typo mistake that is shown on screen. A relatively short story, around 4.3 hours or 4 hours and 18 minutes recorded in Steam, while VNDB's is around 7 hours and 13. Story structure is simple, consisting of the prologue, common route, Emily's route, and finally, Chisa's route. There are 5 points where you decide between two choices and they matter. For example, if you choose a choice that is not leaning towards the desired character, you'll get the other character instead. However, the choices are obvious, so don't worry about the guide. In addition to the story structure being simple, the story itself is also simple. In the end, it's a treasure hunt. But the journey is what matters. The adventure of a lifetime. It's got the romance, the comedy, a bit of drama, and all of them are balanced and synced well with each other. Some parts of the romance feel underdeveloped and rushed pacing, but it's not major enough to affect the whole thing. Pacing overall felt smooth and consistent throughout, but the aspect that really shines is the character interaction, which is my favorite part in the story, and it is outstanding, backed up by its comedy. I've grinned or laughed a lot when I read this VN, and it occurs more often in the common route. Speaking of which, the common route is solid enough. It does what it's supposed to do, incredible world building and engaging character introductions with good pacing throughout. It would have been nicer to have more food illustrations to showcase the MC's passion for cooking, because it's more on the telling and less on the showing. That being said, it manages to put in a lot of stuff well, despite the short length of the VN, such as the beach and underwater scenes, the restaurant scenes, and even a Bond Festival arc, aided with the help of the tip pop-ups. Oh, and during the Bond Festival phase, will you branch off into either routes? Let's start with Chisa's route first. To be honest, it's a great route for what it gives. It's a mixture of emotions, both happy and sad. Not to the point that you'll cry or anything, but it does get you, particularly due to the character interactions and their history with each other. And then there are some points that may be surprising, but deeply appreciated. However, the ending, while good by itself, is not as good as Emily's route. And Emily's route overall is a bit lacking when compared to Chisa's route. The romance is a bit less than what I would have liked because it feels slightly underdeveloped. Plus, the emotional moments are not as deep, honestly speaking. And whereas Chisa's route might have surprising moments, Emily's give predictable outcomes. That being said, it doesn't have a bad execution. The orgasm phase and the lights out phase are the best between the two. And this brings us to our next section. I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't give a recommendation on which routes to save for last in this VN, because both of them have their own ups and downs. Personally though, I enjoyed Chisa's route more because of the character interactions and emotional moments, and the highly appreciated surprising moments. Objectively speaking, I believe that Emily's route is better to an extent because of the plot in general and its aftermath. But subjectively, Chisa's route comes out on top. This is just my opinion, and there's more of it coming next. Let's start with the good parts. First and foremost, characters and character interactions, especially when it comes from this little sister. She's the adorable character that I could relate to the most, considering that she pretty much likes the indoors and how much she dreads being outside. To add to that, she just has fun lines to say.
シナはインドア派なので日光に30分以上当たり続けると溶けて死にます。何かな迷える青少年。何も言わず顎をクイッと持ってその後は言わせんな恥ずかしい。修羅場の予感。
There is a great disturbance in the force.
Yes.
I enjoyed every scene that she was in, and kudos to the voice acting. Speaking of voice acting, everyone did their job great here. It felt like the voice actors had fun voicing their parts in the development of this VN, which just enhances the character interactions heavily. And of course, For example,
あらあら
now you can tell why I enjoyed both routes. Because both girls said it. Next, the fucking world building. Oh my god, seriously. It's just phenomenal. The CGs that focus on the characters do give off a vibe that's usual from Playtime, which is the developer, but the ones that stand out the most are from the scenes underwater. The background in the CGs are drawn very well, with beautiful shots and angles from a cinematography standpoint. Plus, the music that accompanies is just so soothing. Gotta give credit to the illustrators and musicians here. They really managed to show how beautiful the sea is. And since we're talking about the beauty of the sea, we should not neglect the beauty of the girls. In fucking bikinis, no less. In both CGs and regular scenes. Now, the title of this video is Degenerate-less reviews, which means there are no fun scenes. But there are several fan service moments. I shit you not. Even in the regular scenes, there are these zoomed in shots that like scan the bodies of the girls. Even the MC described their bodies. Like, oh my god. And it's very enjoyable yet ironic. This brings us to what I dislike. And it's obvious. Why are there no hit scenes, Playtime? You teased me with all this fan service and didn't even deliver. And you wanna know why they didn't do it? Oh, because they're 16. I don't know, it just feels hypocritical, man. You could have just easily made them legal and throw in one wholesome sex scene, which in fact, there is one close, very close instance where it could have happened, but it didn't. Now, with me done nagging, I'll give my objective point of view here. That is, it's okay to not have the fun parts. Nah. Truth be told, except for that one instance, I do not see any point where you could put in a H scene. And even for that one close instance, even if you did put in a sex scene, it would be unfair to the other girl. The overall coming of age story satisfied me enough to not need them. It's wholesome and it's beautiful, even motivating to an extent, with a recurring line that says life is an adventure. So I'll let you go this time, Playtime, but I'll keep an eye on you. Since we don't have the fun stuff to discuss about, let's bring in the best girl discussion to compensate. I'm just gonna say this up front. Both objectively and subjectively speaking, Chisa wins. Hands down. Although Emily has the more noble goal and the slightly better character development, Chisa has the greater emotional impact from both her conflict with herself and the other characters. Plus, she has more fan service. Enough said. Physically speaking, both Emily and Chisa have my preferences, blondes and ponytails. But the reason why Chisa won my heart is due to her outgoing personality, how she interacts with others, and how she feels free when swimming. Naturally, because of the swimming, her being in a bikini has rekindled my swimsuit fetish. It reminds me of Kelly Rohrbach, Alexandra Daddario, Cameron Diaz, Jennifer Aniston, Denise Richards, and etc. So yeah, Chisa's best girl, guys. I apologize to the Emily fans for speaking the truth here. And don't get me wrong, I like blondes a lot, which is one of the reasons why I'm here in Germany. By the way, I also want to give a shout out again to Chinami, Chisa's little sister, a quite engaging side character. Very adorable. Thank you, Ono Yuko-san. To conclude, Adventure of a Lifetime is pretty good, but it could have been better with a few polishes here and there. It is a simple plot, but executed quite well. Not deeply emotional, but it is touching. Therefore, the Degen score is a solid 8. Could have easily been an 8.5 if they prolonged to add H scenes. Nah, just kidding. Or am I? Who knows? But what's certain is that this VN has reawakened my love for girls in bikinis. Beach scenes are always welcomed. Anyway, that's all from me. Hope you guys can like and subscribe if the content is degenerate enough. Later, gents.